What's up, guys? Matt here, coming at you in another quick video. This one on the little Z2 motor on axle crawler. Just kind of wanted to show how I sort of have this thing set up right now. It's not pretty, but it works. And I really just kind of wanted to try it out, get used to it a little bit, and then maybe go from there as far as setting it up. But overall, it does really good on the course. You can see I put the mudslingers on it. Those stock pin tires that comes with are horrible, so we swapped these out. This does have a pin style mounting system, I guess, you know, kind of like the RC four-wheel drive wheels. You just have a pin. It doesn't come with a hex. So I put some of these little brass hex on here and then mounted these wheels, and it worked fine with the barrel nuts, these here from the millstones. If you don't use something like the millstone nuts, it's kind of hard. There's barely any thread there. It's really hard to get the stock wheel nut on. So you have issues with the wheel coming loose and falling off. So these millstone barrel nuts work really well. Overall, this thing is super capable. Steering, it's kind of weird because, well, this plate is super loose too. Look at that. So I have to tighten that up. It's kind of weird it's got that much movement, but I wasn't getting, it didn't seem like it was turning real good to the left. Maybe partly due to that. And it's just kind of long, so it seems like your turning radius is just horrible. Compared to like the stock Betty, you can see the difference in length. So, you know, the longer you get, the worse that turning radius becomes. So it just seemed like it takes it a while to turn sometimes. So it's good that you can get the dig set up. The way I'm running it right now, I just have dig in the rear. So I have it on my DX5R, and then I just flip the switch and it locks the rear. So I can go in and out of it fairly easy. It doesn't have much or any drag brake really. You can see when I let off the trigger, it just keeps rolling. That's the main issue right now. I'm gonna have to try to work that out. I don't know how in the world you would ever program this ESC that they recommend. I mean, it doesn't have any kind of tuning options that I know of. You can see I just kind of stuck it in the bottom here. It's buried underneath the receiver. Maybe I can work that out a little bit with the remote and help, because sometimes it's a little aggravating that it doesn't hold itself at all. But other than that, it's really capable. So I have some clips running on my course indoor here. I'm gonna throw those in there, just let you guys see it kind of run, and y'all let me know what you think. If you have any questions, be glad to try to help out. Having fun with this thing right now. Probably gonna try to change the connector on this and maybe run this like straight up front on the servo or something. Get rid of this chunky battery here. Something like this I feel like would really fit good. Maybe even like that, just have the wires ran up, and it'll free up a little more space in here. And I don't think it'll restrict any kind of travel. More weight up front, less weight up high. So probably gonna do that eventually. But just been playing around with it a little bit. The Emax servo working good in there. It's a little bit tricky to get the steering just right. I changed this rod end to one I had from something, I don't even know. Because before, when I would center this, my arm was like way over here, and it was limiting my steering because I didn't have even travel both ways. So that's one thing you may have to do is swap out a rod end or something. But overall, it's holding up so far. I haven't ran it a ton, but having some fun with it. So I'm going to put these little running clips in here. Look at this. Lost a screw. I think I have a few of those. But anyways, appreciate everybody watching. Hope you enjoy the running clips. Holler at me. Let me know if you have any questions. Peace. All right, so you can see got the mudslingers on there. The Penn tires that come with this thing are horrible. I haven't tried to soak them in WD-40 or anything like that to soften them up, but they're just like a weird plastic type rubber. They're just not a good compound. I was really excited about those tires also, and just not gonna work. So slap the mudslingers on there, and this thing is way more capable. You'll see it runs over the course really well. Here I'm trying to get turned left. Sometimes that articulation just like kind of hurts you because it flexes so much that you can't get it to go where you want. But it's nice when you need it. And then the other thing that I don't care for is there's not much drag brake with this thing. So like you'll see sometimes when I start climbing, it just like will roll back, or when I go to back up a little bit, it'll roll back quite a bit. So I'm going to try to play with my transmitter a little bit and maybe adjust that as well. So I'm kind of debating on switching this ESC out and running like a dual ESC setup. The one that I have, the setup I have in the dig rig is just so much better. It seems so much smoother. Not as jumpy as this one, and also I'm able to get the front dig and rear dig, or whatever you want to call it. With this right now I just have rear, so I don't know, but I would like to get a little more clearance on the belly. Sometimes the belly really hangs up on it. You can see a couple places where the belly just kind of like hangs up a bit. I got stuck a couple spots where there's like a really sharp crest that belly just would get caught because it's kind of long for what it is. So the length of it, it has good clearance, but the length kind of hurts it. So, but maneuvers like this is really cool. You know, I turned the dig on for a second, hooked that corner and kind of drug it around a bit, and it's a lot of fun. So I'm having some fun with this rig, and hopefully it's just going to get better. This thing runs a Penn style wheel also. So I mounted these straight up. They were on a heavier rig, and so if I'm going to leave these on here, I'm probably going to take the foams out and run like a smaller foam, like some bogger foams or something. Because you'll see sometimes it just kind of spins a little bit where it's not like grabbing. I think a little less foam in there, a little softer tire, it would grab a little better. So this little climb right here in the corner is really hard. The only other truck to make it up this is the dig rig. And I was trying to make it kind of just straight up here, but eventually you just kind of have to hook the left wheel off the edge and kind of hook and drag yourself up. But the fact that this did it was really cool. So I really like how I have the dig set up on this truck. You'll see I'm in and out of it a lot more than I normally am. I put it on one of the switches on right by the wheel, right by my right hand, so I don't have to take my hand off the wheel at all to go in and out of dig. So that's super smooth. I'm probably going to have to go change that on the dig rig. And then you'll see here, this thing's a little bit wide for the bridge. I could have gotten lined up better, but just went on with it and it made it fine. A lot of our trucks are getting a little bit wide for this thing now, but it still worked its way on through. And then this little corner spot I'm coming up to here, you'll kind of see a couple times where I back up and kind of just go too far off of the ledge. And that's what I'm talking about with this ESC. It's not as smooth as my other setup with the SCX24 dig rig. So it just seems like with it, I'm able to have a little bit more control. You'll see in just a second, I try to back up a tiny bit and it just kind of jumps and I'll fall off the edge. The good thing is this thing's so capable, it just goes right back up it. But you see there, I was just trying to ease back a little bit and it just kind of launched off. So then I had to work my way back up, and I think I do it again even. I don't know, but yeah, right there. So, but the thing about it is this thing can crawl so good you can just make your way right back up. But this thing pretty much demolished the course like quick. So it's very capable and it's only going to get better. I can promise you that. So you definitely want to make sure you're subscribed and you click that bell so you get notified as I post more videos on this thing. I'm looking at a couple options, maybe a smaller battery to mount all the way up front on the servo, and even possibly a body for it just to make it look a little cooler. It's so capable as it is. I'm not too worried about making it more capable. Just work out a few of the kinks and make it look cooler. So definitely make sure you're subscribed, like the video, all that kind of stuff. I appreciate everybody. Peace.